Hello, it's John again, and welcome to episode 16 of Tutorial 37, the community game development series, where we try to recreate Hunchback in PyGame. And in this episode, we're going to give our yellow square the ability to jump, our yellow sprite the ability to jump. And if you remember the last time we did it, we worked out a formula for doing it, and he jumped quite a way up into the sky. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to do a very simple way of doing it until we come across another better way of doing it. So what we need to do, so let's go back to that one where we let me put the keyboard on. There we go. So let's go to the Raspberry Pi. And if you remember, I think it was in here somewhere. No, was it here? One of these, isn't it? Ooh, my mouse is going a bit funny. Hey! Was it this one? No. I have too many. Scrolling, make a ball out, jump. This one. When we did a jump, then we had some sort of counter doing it to work to do the jump out. Yeah, and he jumped really, really high up into the sky. You know, if we run it. See if it'll run. There we go. There's our ball. Make him come down. Oink. And it jumps really high up. Now, we don't really need to make him jump that high up. So what we're going to do is we're going to test for the spacebar, and we're going to make him make the block instantly jump up. Instantly. And then once we've worked out the mechanics of the jump, then we may add it to make it look a little bit more realistic. So what we need to do is to get into here. Let's open all of them up. Just in case we need to get on some. And what we need to do is we need to test for the spacebar, and then we need to tell the player sprite to jump. Yeah, and what we need to so in the game, I think it's going to be in the game, isn't it? In the events part, because if we're in the sprite, it's going to be difficult to tell the sprite to jump when we're in the sprite. We need the game. I think we need the game to tell the sprite to jump. I think. So in the events, we've already got the events of the game, so we can test for the spacebar by if event dot type is equal to I meant to put pg dot there it is, key down. So we're testing for the key down. We're testing for the key, not the key press, which is a down and up. We're testing for the key down. And then if event dot key is equal to pg dot key underscore space, I think it is. Yeah. Then we need to tell the player to jump. That should be, yeah, that should be it. So in player, we need now a function to complete the jump. So there's player, we've got update, right. Def jump, and we have to put the obligatory self in there. And basically, we need to work out what we're going to do for the jump. So check if no, we're not. Yeah, we're just telling it to jump, aren't we? Velocity dot y equals -20. So basically, we're doing an instant move you up 20 pixels. Yeah, so it's instant jump up. Now I've just gone and said, you know, we'll think about how we're going to do it to if we need an arc, but I think having it got to sneeze, excuse me. Oh, that's better. Ah, dear. So we're going to make it jump up instantly 20, and then it will fall down with gravity. So that should be it. So we've got the key, we're testing for the spacebar, then we're telling the sprite to jump. Oh, that should do it. That should do it. Oh, this is going to be a quick video, isn't it? Is it going to run? Oh, there it runs. Okay, so boing, boing. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, we've invented a double jump. Oh, could we have a double jump? Yeah, but Hunchback doesn't have double jumps, does it? Right, we're gonna have to sort that out, because look, I can just keep jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping, it'll never come back down. See? Right, so we need to stop that. So it's got to be in this jump. So what we need to do is, if we go back to this slide, we need to jump when he's standing on a wall, because at the moment it doesn't matter where he is. When you press spacebar, it jumps from that point upwards. So we need to test that we're on a wall. Yeah, we need to test that we're on a wall. Okay, so it's got to be in here, because this is the place where we set going up. So what do we need to do? Well, we'll see if we're collided. We'll see if we're collided. So do the same thing again. Wall hits. Oh, can't. Because the player doesn't know anything about the game. The player doesn't know anything about the game. Then we have to put it in the game. Okay. So here. So we've tested for the spacebar, and then we need to test that the player is colliding with. Well, no, not colliding. But how, if we have many walls, how do we know? So when how do we know? I suppose temporarily we could look down. Okay. So, but we can't look down. Oh, we can, hang on, if we, okay. Self, because we're sitting on a wall, yeah? So self.player dot rec dot y zero's at the top, isn't it? Yeah, so it's plus equals 1. Then we can do wall hits equals PyGame dot sprite collide with self dot player comma self dot walls comma, we don't want to get rid of anything when we collide. Right, if walls hit wall hits, so if we've got any wall hits, that means we've been sitting on a wall, then jump. But the problem is we're still in the wall, so what we need to do is we need to dot y minus equals 1. So we move the player down 1, check to see if he's colliding with the wall, because before he was stood on a wall, and then move him back up 1, and then we test the result. And if the result is that there's been a collision, then we do the jump. That should do it, I think. Let's try. Okay. So jump. Oh, yeah. Oh, look. It's not let me. It's not doing the double jump. Not doing the double jump. Yeah, this is the way we do it. This is the way we do it. Okay. I'm surprised that worked first time. Oh dear, I'm surprised that worked first time. So if we've, okay, so he's jumping. Okay, right, let's put another wall in. Let's see if, let's put another wall in. So let's copy that. And we'll say settings. No, we'll say it's we'll say it's 200 in, and we'll say that it's 65% of the way down. We'll make the platform 100 long and 100 long and 30 deep. So that's platform 2. So we need to do the same. Oops, don't need that. We need to add them to our 2 sprite collections. Oops. It's 2, 2. Right. So this should put a second wall on our screen. There we go. So it's fallen on the wall. And now it's fallen down. Okay, let's make that a bit higher up. It's too low. So we're saying let's make it 55%. So it's just over halfway down the screen. Right, let's go. It's a bit higher up. So we're all right when we're ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So okay. Ooh. So we can jump on it and jump off it. But when we jump underneath it, okay. Basically we want it to do that. So if it was underneath it, it should pass through. Should pass through and then just land on it like so. But instead it's doing that, and I think I know why that's happening. I think that's happening because because of this. No, it's not because of that. Or is it? No, that's just testing for colliding. So it must be the where we test for here where we test. So we jump through the wall, so this fires because we've collided with it, and then it puts it on the top. Right. So we need to say on the upswing, on the going up, not to do that, but only on coming down. And what we going up is the velocity, because that's what we do, isn't it? So going up is the velocity, so it would be a negative number. Right. So we just need to test the velocity here. So if self dot player dot velocity dot y is greater than 0, so that's a negative number, so we're going up, then greater than 0, so it's a positive number, so we're coming down. That's it. Going up is a negative number. So if we are greater than 0, that means we're coming down. Then we check for collisions. But if we're less than 0, as in minus numbers, we don't. So that means our square should jump through the wall. Let's see. Here we go. Oh dear. It's a bit jerky because I'm VNC'd into the Raspberry Pi. Look, that is doing exactly what I wanted. It's doing exactly what I wanted. So we've got it to jump, and now it's not auto snapping to the walls when it jumps through it. I don't like the fact that we're testing for the space here. I want this to be in the player. I want this to be in the player control functions. But what's stopping us is because the player doesn't know anything about the game. So what we need to do is we need to tell the player about the game. Okay. I mean, it's pretty easy, I think. If I was doing it in C#, I'd be sending an object in of what it is. So that's what we need to do. So it's in the init. So if we go into player and do comma game, then we can set a variable dot game equals game. So now the player knows about the game. So we can go into the game and grab this code. So we'll copy it, we'll rem it out, just in case I need to go back, and we'll put it in here. Yeah, put it in there. Now, because we're doing a different thing, so we don't need that. Bring this back. And so we're doing if keys open bracket k underscore space, and then we don't need that, then we do this. So we don't need player because we're in that object now. We just need self there, so we don't need player. Here, this is what we need. We need to put .game .walls. So now it knows about it. Do it, then perform the jump, which then performs the jump here. I've just taken something out. I shouldn't have done, haven't I? No. So that's testing for the player hitting the wall. That's fine. We don't need to do that in the player function because it's part of the game code. So but we do need, yeah, we do need yeah, we do need to move because this is in the wrong place. So what we need to do is we need to move that, cut that out, and we're going to tell it to jump. Yeah, but in the jump that's where we need to do the testing of whether we're on a wall or not. Right. So we press the space here. We don't need that bit either. So we tell it jump. And then in jump we check to see if we're on a wall. If we're on a wall, then we set the velocity up. If we're not on a wall, we don't. Right, is there anything else that we can put in that player? That's to quit. No, I don't. No, because we need to update the sprites before we can do the check. So we can't do that in the player. We've got to do it outside of the player because we need it to update the sprite so we can test the collisions. See, with the space, with the space, the update's already happened. All we're doing is we're just moving down our hitbox to see if it would collide with something else. Well, that's the theory. Okay, let's see if it, see if we've broken it, see if it works or not. Right, so we've broken it. Okay. Oh, I know. It's asking. It's saying I need to know what the game is. There we go. So. No, it's not game, is it? We're in game, so it's self. Okay. Okay, space is not defined. Oh. PG. Simplest of errors. Alright. Right, so we haven't broken it going left and right. And it jumps. It falls. And it jumps. Cool. Yeah. Is that right? That's now making it much better for understanding because we've got the player controls in the control. Sorry, we've got the player controls in the player sprite where it should be. We shouldn't be controlling the player from outside. The player should be in control of itself. We may have to test the state of the player outside because it needs to know about its. We need to. Because the surroundings need to test. But technically we could put this in the player, but yeah, we need to do the update. So we'd have to create another method, and I'm not sure that we need to do that at this point. Because the game is meant to control the updating of the assets in the game, and which it is. It's controlling whether we're hitting a wall or not. But I don't think... I mean, we could, you know, put some code in there that says... I was just thinking, we could put some... Because it's a bit strange, isn't it? Did I press run? Oh, on the wrong one. it's a bit strange that you can jump through a block. So what I want to do is I want to stop us jumping through the block. It's like it's banging his head on there. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the sprite, that upper sprite, a bit higher up because it's still a bit low down. So we'll say 45 for the moment. Let's play that, see if it's in a much more respectable place. And of course we're sat straight on it, so let's change our start position. So that's gonna be in player, start position of player. Yeah, so let's say divide by 4. So it starts higher up. So we see it falling on the first platform. There we go. And so we fall off there and then jump. Yeah, like that. Jump. See, it's jumping twice. Because we're jumping through, and because I'm keeping my finger on the space bar, it knows. Right. So we definitely need to make it so we bang his head on there. Because it's jumping twice, that's why it's jumping really high. So, like we did before, in the game part, we are going to test. So it's basically the reverse of this, yeah. So that's testing for a player hitting a wall on the way down. And now we'll do exactly the same, but we're going to test on the way up. So let's copy that, put that in there. Test for player hitting on the way up. So this means that velocity is going to be less than 0. It can't be, if we test for 0, we're stood still, so we're not going to be going anywhere, are we? And we need to still test for sprites. And then the difference is, so if I go back to here, the difference is we're not going to be testing for the top, we're going to be testing for this here, which is the bottom. Yeah. So we need to test for the bottom, but the problem is because we're setting this point here, we're going to have to, when we test for the bottom and say the position is equal to the bottom, we're also going to have to add the height of the sprite on it, so the position is down, is way below it. Yeah, it's way below it. So here, so we're saying it's equal to the bottom of the wall plus the player H. I think you can use height. Right, so there, and then we still set the velocity to 0 because we want it to stop it, because we want him to fall back down. So that should do it. So if we press play now, so he falls on it, come off, move underneath. So now if we press the space bar, we should hit our head. Oh, look at that. It's not quite right. So what have I done wrong? What have I... Well, it's stopping it. I'm just wondering if there's no such thing as height. Maybe it's just H. Maybe it's just H for height. Let's have a look. Sprite. Where's Where's rec? Update, add, remove, kill, alive. Oh, we can test if it's alive. Dirty sprite? That's a dirty sprite. Why can't I see where rec is? Ooh, layers. You can layer them. Get sprite. Returns the sprite at the index. Ooh, okay. Getting distracted, getting distracted. Right. We need to find rec. Where's rec? Let's put it in here. Rect. That's the one. So there's yeah, that's the drawing one. We want the sprite one. Get wrecked. Oh, that's surface. No, that's the one, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, where? PyGame rec. Okay. Aha! Here we go. Yeah, H will do. Well, it says height would have done as well. H-E-I. H-E-I. We'll do that. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's just my maths that are wrong. Okay, let's go underneath. Yeah, it's my maths that are wrong for some reason. So H-E-I-G-H-T. So the Y value of the position is set to the bottom of the platform, well, bottom of the wall, plus the player height. That should do it. That should do it. Why is that not working? Come on, John, get your thinking head on. Positions of Y is equal to the bottom. Plus the player height. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's find out what's going on. Right, here we go. So we should break any time now. There we go. So wall hits should be just one, which it is. Let's get rid of some of this. So the rec is, the bottom is 200 plus 30, so that's 230. So if we open this up, we should see the bottom. There we go, 210. Oh, hang on. But I said it was 30 deep. It says it's 210 deep. How can that be so? Oh, John, come on. You're looking at the wrong number. 180 plus 30 is 210. Right. So bottom is 210. So what are we then? Self player rec height is 40. So that should be 210 plus 40. 240. And we set the player velocity to 0. So oh, but if I'm keeping my finger on the space bar, that's because I'm keeping my finger on the space bar. Okay. Right, if I tap the space bar, that's better. It's just my fat fingers. But it does, because we're testing and we're doing -20, because if we're doing 240 -20, it's because my finger's on it, it's still making the it's still making the velocity -20. So we need a flag in player to say we're jumping. So self.jumping is false. So when we jump, right? So here we need to test. So we test to see if we're jumping, yeah? And then we do the Y. So here we need to say self jumping equals true. And so if self.jumping is true, I'm saying that and my brain's going, what on earth are you talking about, John? No, that's right. If self.jumping if self.jumping is not equal to true, then we can do the jump. But if it does the jump again, then because we're already jumping, it won't do that. So in game here, where we land on a wall and set ourselves to be 0, we need to go self.player.jumping equals false. So we set it back to false. So that should do it. So that should stop us when we keep the finger on the spacebar. Right, so finger on the spacebar. Yeah, it's doing it when we hit the ground. Finger on the spacebar. That's better. Boom, boom, boom. We're hitting the head on. Hitting our head on platform. Cool. So now we're not going through it. Right. Excellent. Wow, that took some doing. What's our time like? Oh, 46 minutes. So the half-hour ones didn't last, did they? All right. Well, like a Wally. You're gonna love this. Like a Wally, because I was looking at the timer recorder. I come back here. I come back to press space on here, and because I was still on Audacity, I stopped the sound recording. Dear. Anyway, okay. Oh, it's been a long night. Right. So we've got him to bang his head. So we can now, you know, make this Hunchback game. So anything that's above him, if we class it as a wall at the moment, then he won't be able to jump through it. Oh, I can't believe I stopped the sound recording. Anyway. Right, let's get this checked into source safe, because I know I was late last time. Right, so we are adding it to the staging area, and this is episode 16. 16. Right, so check this in. Episode 16. Episode 16. Adding ability to jump. Right, we'll commit that to Git. There we go. Cool. Right, so the next one, I suppose the next one is trying to add get some holes in the walls and see if we can get him trapped in a turret, because if you think about it, a Hunchback game, if he fell into a turret, he was dead. So if we can get him trapped in a turret, then we can go from there. All right then. Well, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, fine, hit the dislike button. Always leave me a comment, because I try and answer them all. And if you like what I do and you'd like to support me, then consider becoming a patron of mine. All the money raised in this Patreon account is used on the channel. And with that, I will see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye. I'd like to thank all the patrons that are contributing to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much.